Should you use an AI receptionist in your med spa or aesthetic practice? And so, in today's video, we're going to talk about exactly that. If you're not familiar with what an AI receptionist is, it's basically an AI voice or an AI agent that someone has trained to pick up the phone or to call people and answer their questions and ultimately drive to some kind of end result, a lot of the times ending in a booked appointment. And so my name's Josh. I'm the founder of Wellness Leads. We're currently booking hundreds of appointments every single month for med spas and aesthetic practices across the United States and Canada. And we use real humans in our process to actually call the people that show interest in our clients' products and services. And so with all that said, I'm going to share my opinion on the AI receptionists and what I think the future of that looks like. Should you use one? And also, should you buy one? Because you're probably getting hit up by 18-year-olds all across the world who are pitching you AI receptionists, and they're asking for $3,000 a month, or $5,000 one-time setup fee or something crazy like that, to put one of these AI receptionists into your business. And so let's talk about whether or not that would be worth it, or if you should look into it at all. So just to quickly set the stage, when it comes to calling your leads, almost everyone has the same complaint. Leads don't answer. People aren't showing up. The phones are ringing. No one has time to follow up. We don't have time to pick up the phone. So when AI receptionists, they started trending and becoming this big thing, it felt like some kind of miracle solution, right? We just have unlimited calling, perfect scripts, no payroll. Someone could call at 2 a.m. and we'll still pick up and get that appointment booked in, right? And listen, I am all for efficiency. As a small business, it's obviously an advantage if you can replace a $40,000 a year employee with AI that costs maybe $500 a month or a couple grand a month, anything less than $40,000 a year. And if it gets you better results and makes you more money, then that's fantastic. Or at the bare minimum, if it doesn't replace somebody, it at least frees that person up to focus on the things that only they can do and that AI can't do yet, right? So I started doing research on this huge trend, the big thing that's happening right now with AI receptionists and AI agents and voice AI, just to see if it made more sense for us to offer this as a service to our clients as well, right? And basically, I want to just share a couple details about a recent conversation that I had with somebody. So I spoke with a med spa owner recently who was interested in working with us. She told me that she's currently working with another company. She said that the bookings were consistent with them. And so I asked, like, why are we on this conversation? Like, what do you feel like you need my help with? If you're getting consistent bookings with another company, there's no reason for us to work together, right? And she basically told me that although they were booking 15 to 20 appointments per month for a long time, all of a sudden it dropped to like 3 last month. They had like 3 bookings total in the entirety of the last month of when we were talking, which we talked in November. So I guess they were talking about October of 2025 here. I asked her why that happened, and she told me that the company that she was working with, the owner decided that they were going to plug an AI receptionist into all of their clients' accounts. So they fired their call team. They were just using AI receptionists in all of their clients' lead funnels. And what's crazy enough is that people stopped booking. In fact, they weren't even staying on the line. As soon as people found out, or at least could tell that it was a robot that they were talking to, they hung up the phone or they started messing with it, right? And have you ever heard one of these AI receptionists? Just to kind of like explain this a little bit further here, it's holiday season. I'm buying gifts right now. I had to get in touch with customer service for one of the gifts that I got. When I called, an AI agent picked up. It was the first time that I've ever had to talk to one. And I could immediately tell that the quote unquote person I was talking to was AI. And to be completely honest, it kind of pissed me off and it kind of left a bad taste in my mouth with that company. My immediate thought was, does this company really not care enough to at least have a real person on the other end, or at least give me somebody that I can talk to? And when it comes to something as sensitive as medical spa or aesthetic treatments, don't you think that your leads probably feel the same way? What I learned is that with AI receptionists, the goal is to trick people into thinking that the AI is a real person, right? And so you're basically building your business on deception. The whole idea with these AI voice chats, because listen, none of them say at the beginning, hey, this is an AI. All of them, the whole goal and the whole purpose of the AI is to trick the person on the other end of the line into thinking that this is a real person that they are talking to. And so the people that design these AI voice agents, they try to make them perfect and sound as human as possible. And maybe you can get away with that for a little while, or maybe you can get away with it with the elderly that aren't super tech savvy. But over time, people are just going to become more and more savvy, and they're going to hang up the phone as soon as they realize that they're talking to a robot. Because it happened with me. I was like, are you kidding me? Like I kept saying like, just connect me with a real person, connect me with an agent, because I was just pissed off. I didn't want to talk to a robot to help them to help me solve my problem. And so the big problem with AI receptionists is that they are too perfect. And it's borderline creepy. Like if you've ever talked to one or listened to any of these demos of them, the intonation is perfect. It's 100% spot on. They're always super joyful and happy sounding. It stops talking as soon as you start talking. So if you interrupt the AI agent, it like goes silent immediately. It agrees with everything that you say, and it also sometimes will repeat the same lines twice. As soon as it finishes talking, there's like dead silence. Like you hear some like background noise, but then all of a sudden, as soon as they're done, it's just zoop, dead silent. There's these like strange, inhuman pauses that they do sometimes, and maybe you saw like a YouTube video or you saw somebody do a demo of one of their AI receptionists. Like maybe you got on a call with one of these guys who sells these AI receptionists, and they did a quick demo for you of the thing, and you were like, "Wow, that actually sounds pretty good. Like that sounds pretty legit." But throughout the whole demo, they're throwing at these easy lowball questions like, "Hey, can I book an appointment?" Or like, "Hey, I'm busy right now," or "Do you have any availability on Friday?" Like, yeah, like I could train a third grader to answer those questions too. What about when someone goes on a 10-minute monologue about the different medications that they're currently on? And yes, this has absolutely happened. When I used to make calls to medical spa clients, there were countless times where I was on like a 15-minute conversation with somebody who just went on an absolute tangent on something that is completely unrelated, right? AI is simply not human enough yet. It's just not. It's just not good enough yet, okay? In a year from now, I might be making a different video and I might be saying that it's the best thing ever and every single company should use it because it's indistinguishable from human beings. But right now, that is not the case. And in fact, you're becoming less efficient because you will make less money because you will see worse results using an AI. There's a reason why the med spa that I talked about earlier saw a massive decrease in bookings when their agency switched to an AI agent. They went from 15 to 20 bookings a month to 3 in the past month, right? That's not just a coincidence. It happened right when the company implemented the AI voice chat or the AI receptionist. So, what do you expect when you're talking with a friend on the phone? So, let's say that one of your friends call you up, right? And you guys are chatting back and forth. You're probably expecting to hear maybe some background noise or maybe some laughter or maybe a little bit of stammering. Like throughout this video, I've misspoke words and I've had to think about what I was saying a couple times. The occasional interruption where maybe your friend talks over you for a second, changes in their volume, because I know that when I'm talking on the phone, like sometimes I'll be walking around with my phone and my phone is getting closer or further away from me, and so the volume isn't perfect every single time. Maybe you hear the other person breathing on the other end of the phone, just like normal human stuff, like normal human things that you would hear on the phone. You don't get that with AI, and it is blaringly obvious. Like you don't get the normal human stuff, and so at least for me, it is very easy to tell when these things are AI. It just doesn't sound good, right? When you call a lead for the first time, this is the first impression that you're making with that person. If I can tell that I'm talking to a robot, what kind of impression does that have? Right? You want people to feel like, hey, this person gets me, they understand me, they're asking me questions, they're personable. It should feel like a personal conversation, right? And these AI chatbots, they're just not there yet. And even if you make one that is so perfectly human, at the end of the day, it's still not going to be programmed to answer the weird, intricate questions. And so when you're doing this at scale, and if you're a bigger company that gets lots of calls, then you're not going to be able to monitor every conversation. And then all of a sudden, you're going to find out that people are angrily hanging up the phone because the AI chatbot said something stupid, right? So, with all that said, who should call your leads then? If it's not an AI chatbot, guess what? Humans, real people should be doing that task. Like this shouldn't even be a conversation. People who listen occasionally make some mistakes on the phone, say they have to think for a second, they interrupt you sometimes, and they can relate back to the person that they're talking to, right? Sometimes people don't have a great day, right? And so obviously we want all of the people, like we want our employees that are making these conversations to sound like happy and cheery all day long, but sometimes people aren't having a good day, and sometimes you can kind of hear that in their voice, and that's okay because like that's just an emotion that humans have, right? Instead of trying to become overly efficient with these AI bots that are just like creepily perfect, instead you should hire a person or maybe multiple people depending on your volume who can call leads within 5 minutes or less, have a natural conversation guided by a proven script, focus on qualifying these people first rather than just trying to set an appointment with every single person that calls you or that you call, and people that like someone who can genuinely care about the other person on the line, because unfortunately your AI chatbot can't do that. The human advantage is that here's the thing: technology isn't going to save your business. Human connection is the advantage, right? In a world where everybody is trying to jam pack their business with AI and have AI do everything for them, you automatically stand out by just being personal and just have like being human, right? AI is great and I use it all throughout my business. We encourage med spas to use it where their business becomes more efficient, but in its current form, it can't do what humans can when it comes to developing a relationship, answering the phone, and also making calls, and just being a regular human being over the phone. In aesthetics, especially, trust, comfort, vulnerability, open conversation, that's what drives decisions. People aren't going to make decisions with a robot, okay? Especially when it comes to something as sensitive as aesthetics. You need to start these relationships off on the right foot with a real person. So, how do you actually go about doing that? Well, if you're a med spa or an aesthetic practice owner and you don't currently have someone on your team who can call your new leads within 5 minutes and have that type of conversation, and you don't want to spend months and months and a lot of time hiring and training a new staff member, and you're interested in adding 15 to 50 new patients every single month while only paying for patients who show up and pay you first, then click the first link in the description below on this video. Go ahead and book a call with us, and we can see if you qualify for our pay-per-patient program. So thank you so much, and I hope this was helpful.